Some of y'all are not ready for what I'm about to say, but here it is. Imagine waking up, scrolling through your feed, and boom, there it is. Footage, not rumors, not speculation, but actual video footage of Atlanta rapper T-Hood putting hands on Kelsie Frost, the daughter of Love and Hip Hop's own Kirk Frost. Yeah, you heard me right. The internet streets are on fire. People are picking sides. And the truth is, you can even call it that is messier than a Waffle House parking lot at 3 a.m. after a fight. Now let me ask you this. What happens when hip-hop drama meets family? Scandal, reality TV bloodlines, and a viral clip that everybody swears they've got the real story on. You get chaos, you get lies, you get receipts, or do you? It's because, let's be real, in 2025 receipts are about as fake as half the BBLs in Atlanta. But here's the thing. The Frost family is out here crying self-defense. T-Hood's people are screaming murder, and the fans. Man, the fans are eating this up like Popeyes dropped another chicken sandwich. So buckle up, smash that like button, and keep watching. Because this right here, it's deeper than rap. Alright y'all, let's dive into this scandal because this right here is looking like the script for a Netflix drama, and trust me, no writer's room could have cooked up something this messy. We're talking about Atlanta rapper T-Hood. It's a man who's been buzzing in the underground scene for a while. Known for his wild lifestyle and not exactly a stranger to controversy. And on the other side, Kelsie Frost, the daughter of reality TV's Kirk Frost and Rashida. To people who already built an empire out of messy drama on Love and Hip Hop. So the fact that their daughter is at the center of this madness is almost poetic in how chaotic it is. And now with this leaked footage circulating online, the TC streets are split straight down the middle. Half saying T-Hood got what was coming to him, and the other half screaming he was set up. While somewhere in between is the ugly truth that nobody can quite pin down. Now, let's not pretend T-Hood was some innocent choir boy, because this man has a reputation in Atlanta for years. The type of rapper who could spit bars in the studio one night and be in handcuffs the next morning. He was known for his raw lyrics, but also for chaos, rumors of fights with other artists, and accusations of violence have followed him around long before this incident. And Kelsie Frost. People look at her and see reality TV royalty. She grew up in the spotlight. Her parents are no strangers to messy headlines. And here she is dating a rapper with a reputation for drama. Tell me that doesn't sound like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. 'Cause that is exactly what it feels like. The leaked video allegedly shows T-Hood physically attacking Kelsie. And the way it spread online, you would think TMZ had it on speed dial. But here's the real kicker. Nobody can confirm when that footage was actually recorded. Was it the night of the shooting months before, or was it deliberately held back until someone thought it could sway public opinion? Because while T-Hood's family is out here claiming that he was murdered in cold blood while walking away, Kelsie's side is pushing the narrative that this was self-defense, that he was a threat, and that her brother Kai had no choice but to pull the trigger. But let's be honest, 7 shots, 5 in the back. That doesn't sound like self-defense. That sounds like overkill. And speaking of Kai Frost, this man just went from being Kirk Frost's low-key son to Atlanta's most talked-about name overnight. And the police reports initially labeled him a prime suspect, but then, within 24 hours, hinted that this could be a self-defense case. Leaving everyone scratching their heads and the internet exploding with conspiracy theories, memes, and hot takes. Because let's face it, social media loves chaos more than anything else. Public opinion is all over the place. Some people are saying, yes, he deserved it because T-Hood had been abusing Kelsie. Others are screaming murder and claiming that the Frost family orchestrated the entire narrative to make it look like self-defense. And in the middle of this are the private messages, the screenshots, the anonymous sources spilling tea. Revealing a story of drugs, late-night partying, fights, and whispered threats that the public will probably never get fully confirmed. But that make the drama feel almost too cinematic to be real. T-Hood's sisters have come out calling out Kelsie, calling her the aggressor. claiming that the footage is old and irrelevant, pointing out inconsistencies like what he was wearing and the temperature. Outside to argue that nothing proves he was violent on that day, while Kelsie's friends and confidants insist that he was on something new, acting out of character, and that she had been crying for help for months with no one taking her seriously. And all of this, when you really think about it, paints a picture of a young man spiraling out of control and a young woman trying to protect herself. Which is where it all gets messy and confusing, because now the lines between right and wrong are blurred, and the court of public opinion is running wild with opinions, theories, and takeaways, most of which contradict each other. And the footage that sparked all of this discussion doesn't even confirm the timeline, leaving everyone speculating about whether this was a long-term pattern of abuse or just one heated altercation that tragically escalated. People are pointing fingers at friends, at social media influencers, even at the media itself, accusing everyone of trying to milk this tragedy for clout. While the real issue, the fact that someone died violently in their homes, overshadowed by the debate over narrative control, videos, messages, and screenshots. And if you look closely at the posts, you can see just how quick everyone is to spin a story, make themselves the hero, or drag someone through the mud. And it's wild because while the Frost family is trying to assert innocence and defend Kelsie, Tehude's family is mourning and demanding justice, saying, no matter what the past was, shooting a man in the back multiple times is murder. And that is the core of the tension, the spark that keeps the internet, the hip-hop community, and reality TV fans glued to their screens. Because now this isn't just about one rapper or one reality star's daughter, it's about social media, narratives, fame, family loyalty, and the blurred lines between truth, half-truth, and complete fabrication. And the story keeps getting more layered as you hear from anonymous sources claiming lavish spending, wild parties, secret relationships, drug abuse, and heated confrontations, while at the same time, screenshots and videos are circulated showing moments that may or may not have happened on the day in question. Each side cherry-picking evidence to fit their version of the story, leaving the rest of the world to sit back, judge, comment, and click, click, click for the latest update, which is exactly the kind of frenzy that makes stories like this explode online. And the chaos isn't slowing down, with hashtags trending, memes flying, and everyone suddenly an expert on Atlanta rap drama, legal strategy, and reality TV family dynamics. All while the most basic question, what really happened that day, remains unanswered. And the lines between entertainment, news, and pure gossip blur so much that it's hard to tell if people are watching for the truth or just for the drama. And that right there is the wild, terrifying, and absolutely fascinating nature of this story. Now let's get deeper into the scandal, because the more you look, the messier it gets. And this is where the internet detectives, anonymous sources, and alleged insiders come in with all their exclusive reports and leaks that make your head spin. Because suddenly, everyone has a story, a screenshot, or a video that proves their version of events. And some of these stories are wild, claiming that Tehude had been living a double life for months, partying late into the night, popping pills, drinking lean, and arguing with anyone who questioned him. And yet somehow the narrative that everyone wants to push is either that he was the aggressor or that he was an innocent victim walking away. And somewhere in the middle, nobody really knows what to believe, which is exactly why this blew up so fast, because chaos sells. And the internet loves a good family feud mixed with a rapper's downfall. And let's be real, this isn't just your average fight. This is Atlanta royalty versus a hip-hop bad boy. It's a kind of drama that would make producers throw themselves at the chance to create a docuseries overnight. And while fans debate who's right and who's wrong, alleged insider messages surfaced from Kelsie's friends claiming that she had been trying to get help for months, warning people about his unpredictable behavior and the fact that he wasn't acting like himself and the people closest to, Him apparently ignored it, leaving the women in his life to handle the chaos on their own until it escalated into a tragedy that nobody could stop. And these messages claimed that he would flinch, twitch, and lash out at anyone in the house during his drug binges, creating a household atmosphere that some say was like living in a minefield. Never knowing what would trigger the next confrontation. And the alleged witnesses say they tried to intervene but were ignored, which makes the shooting that much more controversial, because if he was indeed violent but walking away at the moment, how do you reconcile self-defense with multiple gunshots fired in his back? And that question has everyone debating legal definitions, morality, and family loyalty online with no end in sight. While the clips circulating show confrontations, arguments, frank past incidents that may or may not be related to the night of the shooting, which is exactly what keeps the speculation alive and the drama trending. Because the public loves trying to piece together a puzzle that is purposely messy, filled with conflicting timelines, exaggerated claims, and incomplete evidence. And the more you look into these anonymous sources, the more you realize that some of the stories seem almost too wild to be true. Claiming that there were secret relationships, wild nights, and lavish spending sprees all happening behind closed doors, while the social media narrative focused on the most sensational clips, the ones that could be turned into a soundbite or meme in less than a minute, and the court of public opinion went into overdrive, with some people saying that the Frost family orchestrated the release of footage to paint their side as innocent, while others claimed that T. Hood's crew was planting evidence to make him look violent, and nobody could provide proof, yet everyone had an opinion. And that's what made this story go viral, because people feed on chaos, speculation, and conflict. And now, months after the incident allegedly took place, the footage, screenshots, and messages are still circulating online, creating new debates daily, with influencers, rappers, and reality TV fans all weighing in, dissecting every frame, every word, and every reaction for signs of guilt or innocence. And some even suggested that there were financial motivations behind the narrative being pushed, alleging that social media, clout, and brand deals could be at stake for both families, which adds another layer to the drama, because now you're not just talking about a tragic shooting or allegations of abuse. You're talking about potential manipulation of public perception, reputation management, and strategic releases of information that can make or break careers. And while lawyers and private investigators are quietly working behind the scenes, the public frenzy is non-stop, with hashtags trending, Twitter threads spinning wild theories, and Instagram accounts popping up claiming exclusive inside info that only fuels the fire. And the more you hear from alleged insiders, the more the story expands, claiming that there were confrontations months prior, late-night arguments, evidence of drug abuse, threats exchanged. And yet somehow the narrative remains divided, because the footage alone doesn't tell the full story, and every side is cherry-picking what they want people to believe. And it's all compounded by the fact that social media users are quick to take sides, spread rumors, and speculate on details that might never be fully confirmed. Which is exactly why this scandal has become one of the most talked about and controversial stories in Atlanta entertainment history. Because it's not just about the individuals involved, it's about public perception, morality, and the thrill of a story so explosive that people can't stop watching, clicking, commenting, or debating. And that frenzy isn't slowing down, because every leaked clip, every anonymous tip, every private screenshot adds another layer of drama that fuels speculation, divides fans, and keeps this story trending like wildfire. And the legal implications, the family feuds, it's the alleged manipulation of evidence, and the sensationalism surrounding the incident all combine to create a narrative that feels larger than life. Messy beyond belief, and exactly the kind of story that dominates headlines, social media feeds, and YouTube commentary for weeks on end, leaving the public hungry for the next twist. It's the next revelation, and the next shocking detail that will either vindicate one side or condemn the other. And as long as these videos, messages, and rumors keep circulating, the debate, the outrage, and the curiosity will never die, because drama like this, mixed with fame, money, family feuds, and alleged criminal activity, is exactly the content people cannot resist consuming. And now we reach the part of the story where things get even more explosive, because the fallout from this incident has been nothing short of chaos, and every single move seems to fuel the fire even more. With lawyers whispering about potential lawsuits, online commentators speculating about hidden motives, and fans debating the morality of every action. All while the alleged insider tips and leaked messages keep piling up, claiming that T-Hood's lifestyle, his drug use, and late-night partying were more than just rumors, and that people close to him had been warning him for months, trying to get him help. While the Frost family maintains that Kelsie acted in self-defense, and now the public is left arguing over whether justice was served or whether someone's being framed. And in the midst of it all, the media has caught wind of the story, producing clickbait headlines and videos that make it feel like every scandalous detail is front-page news. From the leaked footage of confrontations to the screenshots of private messages revealing alleged drug binges, secret relationships, and arguments that supposedly happened in the weeks leading up to the shooting. And social media influencers are taking sides, dissecting every frame, claiming to be the real detectives. And suddenly, hashtags trend, live. Streams explode with theories, and YouTube channels like mine see a flood of views because people cannot get enough of the tension, the betrayal, and the tragedy. And it's all wrapped up in this combustible mix of fame, money, reality TV, and street-level drama. And to add even more fuel to the fire, some sources are claiming that the Frost family may have manipulated the release of footage and information to control the narrative, while others allege that T-Hood's circle has done the same, planting evidence and influencing public perception to sway sympathy in his favor, creating a constant back and forth that has everyone guessing, debating, and pointing fingers. And on top of that, there are rumors about potential legal consequences, government probes, and private investigations, with lawyers hinting at lawsuits, media executives whispering about documentary deals, and fans speculating about whether reality TV could exploit this entire situation for ratings, making the story feel like a perfect storm where every element of drama, corruption, loyalty, and morality collides. And while the people directly involved grieve, defend themselves, or stay silent, the public continues to speculate, and every new post, video, or insider leak brings a fresh wave of reactions, outrage, and obsession, because in cases like this, the facts are messy, the truth is subjective, and the drama is irresistible. And even casual fans who had never heard of T-Hood or Kelsie Frost before are now invested, debating timelines, intentions, and legal definitions, while memes, commentary videos, and social media threads dissect each minor detail, making this incident feel larger than life and unstoppable. And the alleged insider accounts keep painting a picture of chaos, claiming that the shooting was the culmination of months of abuse, arguments, wild nights, and ignored warning signs. And while the Frost family insists on self-defense, T-Hood's family continues to cry foul, claiming cold-blooded murder, overkill, and manipulation. And that tension is what keeps the story alive, because the audience cannot resist a tragedy that is complicated, messy, and steeped in fame and notoriety. And now discussions about legal responsibility, morality, and the influence of drugs and mental state dominate the conversation, with fans, media, and commentators trying to piece together a timeline that may never fully make sense. And even celebrities have chimed in, offering hot takes and commentary. That only adds to the whirlwind, creating a situation where everyone feels like they know the truth, but nobody can fully prove it. And as the story continues to unfold, more revelations, alleged leaks, and insider claims keep appearing, fueling speculation about whether there were secret dealings, ulterior motives, or family manipulations behind the scenes. And some allege lavish spending, drug use, confrontations, and attempts to cover up incidents leading up to the shooting, making it seem like every angle of this story is connected in some way. And the public continues to debate every detail, scrutinizing the evidence, pointing out inconsistencies, and trying to make sense of a tragedy that feels both real and surreal. Because in the end, this story isn't just about one night, one shooting, or one viral video. It's about the layers of chaos, fame, family, and drama that collided in the lives of T. Hood and Kelsie Frost. And it's exactly that combination that keeps people glued to their screens, clicking, sharing, commenting, and obsessing over every twist and turn. Because stories like this are irresistible, and even as the families navigate grief, defend their sides, and attempt to reclaim the narrative, the public remains captivated, constantly searching for new leaks, insider stories, and updates that might finally provide the answers everyone is desperate for. And the cycle continues, fueled by social media frenzy, celebrity commentary, leaked videos, and the ongoing debate over what really happened, who is guilty and who is innocent, making this scandal one of the most talked about and controversial incidents in Atlanta's recent history. So, now I have to ask you, after all that chaos, all those leaks, all those conflicting stories, who do you believe? Are you siding with T. Hood's family saying this was cold-blooded murder? Or are you buying the self-defense narrative pushed by Kelsie and the Frost crew? Think about it. 7 shots, 5 in the back, alleged abuse, secret drugs, family feuds. Reality TV drama, it's almost too much to unpack in one sitting. But that's exactly why you're here, watching, listening, and craving the next detail. This story isn't just about a shooting. It's about power, fame, control, pain, and the truth that nobody wants to fully admit. And that's where you come in. Faye and I want you to weigh in, spill your thoughts, share your theories, and don't hold back. Because the more voices, the more chaos, and the more truth comes to light. At least the truth we can all argue about. Hit that like button if you've been glued to this story. Comment below with your take. Share this video to get your friends involved in the debate. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a single update. Because in a world where scandal spreads faster than wildfire, staying informed isn't just smart, it's essential. This is Music 101, your street reporter, and trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next.